In Australia, the first generation of Slovenians that came here are very well engaged with the Slovenian community and with each other. But as you've probably seen, engaging the second and younger generations is far more difficult. What kind of thoughts do you have on that?
Well, I'm coming from the Office for Slovenians Abroad, which is dealing with the Slovenians who live in all other countries but Slovenia. One of the main questions or problems, if you want, is always how to keep younger generations closer, how to keep them active, how to involve them with the Slovenia or with the Slovenian communities wherever they are. One of the answers, of course, was the internet itself, because many younger generations now have contacts. They can browse on the internet about Slovenia. They can watch all kinds of stuff about Slovenia on YouTube or just on the different websites, so they can get familiar with Slovenia as a country. If they have any kinds of questions, they can ask. Everyone in Slovenia speaks English, literally, and they even official institutions and so on. So internet really built some kind of a bridge between Slovenia and other countries, even in the sense of Slovenians who live in other countries. Now, about the concrete life in communities or community here in Australia, I know that the first comers, the first generation, so-called people who were born in Slovenia and came to Australia when they were young boys and girls, or men and women, they built the Slovenian clubs, Slovenian homes, institutions, and so on, and they built really a very decent, big Slovenian, organized Slovenian community here, including churches also, not to forget, and all the, the drama groups and choirs and boche and so on, and dancing and so on. But of course, assimilation, as I call it, is a natural process, and the second and then the third and the fourth generation is losing it. So they are they get amalgamated in the majority, in a superior society, so in this case in Australian society. This is very normal, but on the other hand, we would of course like to somehow oppose to this, and I think there is a moment when this can stop. So there is a point where everyone can still say, I am a Slovenian, and I can keep contacts with Slovenia on a certain level. Of course, it is difficult to expect younger generations that they would be coming to the Slovenian clubs, which as they are, because this is not their story. They cannot share the same history or the same jokes or maybe even songs with the so-called old guys, the people who came here and are here living for the last 40 years. This is just not their world. But on the other hand, I still think there are possibilities how to maintain the awareness of being Slovenian. First, of course, is just declaring yourself a Slovenian by origin, which you can also express when you have a census every, I don't know, 10 years probably? Or
Every 5 years.
every
Yeah.
5 years
Actually,
you
we
have a
have.
census. Probably there is a question, what is your ethnic origin maybe? In that case, you can put Slovenian also in it. And then, of course, there are other ways. For example, I know that there are some archives here in Australia, so-called HASA, or Historical Archives of Slovenians in Australia, which is in different places, because in order to take care of the future, you have to take care of the past first, because otherwise there will be no basis for the future. So you have to have some historical memory, and really I urge all the Slovenian clubs and organizations everywhere in Australia to keep their records, not to throw them away, not to burn them, but to try to establish or archives, or send it to Sydney or Melbourne or wherever they have like more organized archives. And the second thing is that which I think might be of great importance, a different model of Slovenianness outside of Slovenia, is organizing a net of Slovenian artists, Slovenian professionals, Slovenian businessmen and women. So in this sense, I am trying to create a list of emailing list of Slovenians of actually all generations who have any kind of business or are professionals in any kind of field, even teachers or professors or journalists or doctors, physicians, or just any kind of trade, in order to create a kind of webnet of Slovenians which are spread around, and they don't come to any of the regular Slovenian events, but they would maybe be ready to somehow participate on the website and participate in this kind of internet society. So this is something that I'm working on, and I actually, if I may, I would use the opportunity to invite everyone to maybe contact the embassy, or maybe to contact you here on the radio or on the newsletters to express the interest maybe and join this group, because I hope this someday would really be the basis for the future. This is one of the ideas, of course. There are maybe other ideas, but of course we cannot know everything, and I'm more than open to and I would welcome any idea that anyone has, and can call the embassy and let us know. We can brainstorm together and see what are the options in the future.